We are using the magic of our slow cooker to make the holidays extra easy this year. From breakfast to dinner, hot cocoa to candy, make sure to watch to the end. I have 6 easy recipes for you today. Hi Christmas crew, and welcome to the Cozy Christmas Cottage. My name is Shannon, and if you love Christmas, you have come to the right place. Make sure to subscribe for weekly holiday inspiration. We are starting with my absolute favorite recipe of them all today, Christmas cranberry pot roast, and I've made this even more easy for you. I've created free printables with recipes of all the things that you're going to see today, so you can head down to the description box, click the link to download them, or scan the QR code on your screen. And again, we're going to get started creating this Christmas cranberry pot roast recipe. The ingredients you need to make this yummy slow cooker recipe include a beef roast, cranberries, cranberry sauce, onion soup mix, parsley, and butter. Go ahead and start by spraying your slow cooker with some nonstick spray and placing your roast inside. Now we're going to mix up our sauce. So grab out your cranberry sauce, open that can, dump it into a bowl, and we're going to mix that up with a pack of onion soup mix. This may not look very appetizing yet, but believe me, the savory and sweet combination is amazing. Once you have it good and combined, you're going to pour that over your roast, make sure it's completely covered, and then you're going to need to take your butter. I cut mine in half. You could cut yours into tablespoons. You need 4 total. Put those on top of your roast, and then sprinkle some of your fresh cranberries around the outside. Then make sure to put your lid back on, set it on low for 6 to 8 hours, high for 4 hours, and you want this to cook down, get nice and tender. I put mine on low. This is what it looks like after 8 hours. I wish you could smell this because, oh my goodness, it smells amazing. We're gonna plate this onto a platter, pour some of our sauce on top, garnish with some parsley and some of those fresh cranberries around the sides of it. That is going to give us a beautiful red and green Christmas presentation. This is our family's new favorite dinner for cozy season. It tastes amazing. It looks amazing. This would be a beautiful dish to serve at Christmas time or take if you are going somewhere for Christmas. Oh my goodness, it is going to be something you will definitely remember. All right, now let's move on to breakfast. This is an easy peasy slow cooker cinnamon roll casserole. You need 3 eggs, heavy whipping cream, 2 cans of cinnamon rolls, maple syrup, vanilla extract, nutmeg, and cinnamon. Be sure to grab those free printables linked down below with the recipe so you have all of the exact ingredients and measurements. We are going to spray our crock pot with nonstick spray, set it on low. We're going to work on our cinnamon rolls first. Go ahead and both cans of these, we're going to cut them into 4 pieces and then put them into the crock pot. My tip here is to kind of avoid putting them up against the edge. Pile them in the center. That's going to cut down on anything that gets a little bit too warm around the outside and starts to burn. We don't want that to happen. Next, we're going to mix all our ingredients together. So you need 3 large eggs, 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, next, mix in 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. And again, all of these measurements will be linked down in that free printable in the description box below. Once you have that good and mixed together, go ahead and pour that on top of your cinnamon rolls. I saved one of the icing packets and put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds to make it nice and melty so I could pour that on top. Next, you'll add your lid onto the crock pot and let this cook for 3 hours on low. And here is our cinnamon roll casserole after 3 hours, looking delicious. We have 1 more packet of icing saved from our pre-made cinnamon roll packs. Again, popped it into the microwave for about 10 seconds and drizzled it over the top. And then this is ready to enjoy. So yummy as a side dish or as a main dish. This is perfect for a big crowd, perfect for Christmas morning. If you have a lot going on, you can put this in the crock pot, and in 3 hours, you'll have a delicious breakfast ready to serve. We recently rented a cabin out in Missouri wine country, and I took this recipe with us. It was amazing, especially curled up next to the fireplace. Slow cookers are great for food, but also great to make your home smell amazing with a simmer pot potpourri. I was super fortunate to be invited onto our local morning news show, Show Me St. Louis. This is a clip from that, and I will link it down below if you want to see the full segment. But I shared this simmer pot potpourri recipe on that, and I also have a free printable with the recipe on it that you can grab from that QR code and the link down below. But this is super easy to do. You're gonna fill up your crock pot or your slow cooker with some water. And then I revamped this recipe using a snow globe from Dollar Tree and creating this as a gift idea using cinnamon, dried oranges, cloves, star anise, vanilla bean, and instead of using rosemary, I used some juniper branches from our backyard. And then I just popped them into that Dollar Tree snow globe, wrapped it up cute with a tag. And this is a great recipe to kind of mix and match depending on what scents you like. So if you don't like the star anise, which kind of has a licorice smell, you might want to leave that out. Maybe you want to do rosemary instead of the juniper. You can really get creative with this and customize it to whatever you want your home to smell like. But if you want to give it as a gift, these snow globes are perfect for that. They have the plug in there to keep everything nice and fresh for you, as it may sit under the tree for a little bit. But then you can just pop it open, throw it into your slow cooker with some water, put it on low, and you just want to keep an eye on the water. As the water level starts getting low, just add more water to it. And you can use this for several days at a time. And once it starts to lose some of its scent, then that's the time to toss it. I also had some of those fresh cranberries left over from our cranberry pot roast recipe earlier. So I threw some of those in there too. It looks beautiful. And oh my goodness, it smells amazing too. In our next recipe, we're gonna make slow cooker candied cinnamon pecans that are to die for. We're gonna need pecans, vanilla extract, cinnamon, granulated sugar, light brown sugar, and also 1 egg white. So first things first, we need to work with our egg white. So go ahead and put 1 egg white into a mixing bowl. We're also going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract into that bowl, and then take a hand mixer and you're gonna mix it for about 1 to 2 minutes until you get that frothy, fluffy peaks that happens when you incorporate the air into your egg whites. And this is the consistency that we are looking for, nice and fluffy. We're then going to add 4 cups of pecans into the mixing bowl. On top of that, we're gonna add 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, and 5 teaspoons of cinnamon. You're gonna give this all a good mix before then dumping that into your slow cooker. Now this is what I would probably not do, is push this against the sides. I would probably mound it into the middle to keep it from burning. There was a little bit of that going on and I had to reduce the time. So I'm gonna give you my times on this. I went ahead, let this cook for 1 hour, came back and stirred it, put the lid back on for another hour and let it cook. And at that point, that's when it started to burn a little bit. So I would keep the candied pecans away from the edges if you can. So we've let this cook for an hour. This is at the point coming back after another hour. And you can see we're starting to get some of the hunks that are burning. We don't want that. So I picked those out. We're gonna add 1/4 cup of water, stir this up, put the lid back on for 30 more minutes, and these are good to go. So at this point, these have been cooking for about 2.5 hours now. We're going to give them one last stir, grab out a baking sheet, cover it with some parchment paper, and put all of your candy pecans onto your tray. Kind of spread them out, that way they can cool. And it only takes maybe 30 minutes and these are ready to eat. So these would make an amazing gift. Something you could set out at a party or a get together, or I mean, you know, you can just enjoy them as a family too. But let me warn you, they're a little addictive. My husband is kind of obsessed with them, and I gave some to my mother-in-law, and she doesn't even like pecans, and she loves them so much. We are gonna make slow cooker hot cocoa, perfect for a cold day or for a family get together. You're gonna need some sugar, milk, whipping cream, hot cocoa, chocolate chips, salt, vanilla, and of course your slow cooker. First up is 5 cups of whole milk and 16 ounces of heavy whipping cream. I will say I got my son involved with this. This is a great recipe to make with kiddos. He loves to help in the kitchen, so make sure to give him a thumbs up. He was a great assistant for this recipe. Next, he's adding in a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder and then a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. You'll also need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and a pinch of salt, and I think he does such a wonderful job at adding that pinch of salt. So again, hit that thumbs up button for him. We're gonna give this a good mix. It's gonna take a little bit, and once you have that mixed up, we're then gonna add 1 cup of milk chocolate chips. Then you're gonna mix it up even more, throw the lid back onto it. We're gonna set this on low and cook it for 1 hour. So after an hour, that chocolate is good and melted now. We're gonna give it another last stir, and this hot cocoa is ready to serve. I would suggest, of course, using your fancy Christmas coffee mugs for this, and don't forget the whipped cream, and then I have to share these awesome sprinkles with you. These are so yummy and so cute. They are hot cocoa topper sprinkles. They have little mini marshmallows in them, of course sprinkles, and they taste delicious. They make it look super fancy. It's super fun. Another thing that the kiddos can help you with. So great for a snowy day, a Christmas morning, or just when you need a little something to warm you up. For our next recipe, we're gonna make some easy peasy Christmas candy. 3 ingredients, so easy to make: dried peanuts, semi-sweet chocolate chips, and almond bark. First up, we wanna spray our crock pot. We don't want anything getting stuck in there. And then 32 ounces of dried peanuts goes on the bottom. You're gonna break apart 24 ounces of your almond bark, place that on top, and then once that's good and broke up, put in there, you're going to add 24 ounces of your semi-sweet chocolate chips to the top. We're then gonna put the lid on, set our crock pot at low. You can see my crock pot got used a lot, and so I had to write the letters and the settings on there, but we used this thing until it died. And I use my crock pot a lot, which is what inspired me to make this video, because it just makes Christmas so much easier. So anyway, we set the timer for 1 hour, let this get good and melty. We're gonna give this a stir it up as best you can, and then you're gonna set your timer for 30 minutes and allow this to continue cooking. All right, so this is after it's completely done cooking. We've let this cook for 1.5 hours now. Give it one last stir. We're gonna line a baking sheet with some wax paper. I have to show you this wax paper though. I found it on Amazon a couple years ago and I absolutely love it. It is so cute. It comes with tons of different cute colors and things. You saw this at the beginning. I actually lined the pecan pan with this. And it's just cute, especially if you like to give handmade gifts. These make it just a little bit more cute. It makes your baking experience a little bit more fun, I would say. So I will link this wax paper down in the description box below for you. I just picked a couple. We're gonna put that on our baking sheet, and then I'm gonna use a cookie scooper to scoop our mixture from the crock pot onto the wax paper. And then before our chocolate sets up and cools, we're gonna put sprinkles on top to make it a little bit more festive. If you're in a hurry, you can pop these into your refrigerator so that they can cool more quickly, and then you can pop them into a container to keep or to give. And Dollar Tree has lots of great selections and options for cute little containers that you can put these in, especially if you're going to give them as gifts. I just bought this big cute one here. I'm going to put some more of that cute wax paper down inside and put the Christmas candy on top. I have to be honest with you, I have a total big sweet tooth. So these were right up my alley. It's that sweet and salty combination that is so, so good. So again, these make a great gift or something you can make for yourself to enjoy. Now this is just kind of a bonus item. I recently got these and I cannot recommend them more. This is not sponsored, but I will have this link down below for you. They're called crock pockets. They are silicone containers that fit down into your crock pot and divide it. So it becomes from one large crock pot into two smaller ones. I love this. It kind of cuts down on you needing to have a smaller crock pot. And I love it for, if you have two side dishes, if you are making breakfast and you want to put sausage in one side, pancakes in the other. Two dips for a party would be great. A great gift idea for somebody that's maybe hard to buy for. But we are hosting Christmas Eve at our house this year. So that's why I got them, to make sure that we had, a little bit extra place to have some food and servings for the party. I'll be sure to put a link to the crock pockets down into the description box below, along with the free printables for those recipe cards, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. And leave me a comment down below. Which one of these recipes do you think you would give a try this holiday season? And if you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new so you can come back for weekly holiday ideas and inspiration. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Have a very happy holiday season.